Hi, y'all. This is Dr. Houston. I am going to do my best to show you how to use a program called Tracker to do some video analysis, and we will see how this goes. So I'm just going to share my whole computer screen with you, and then I'm going to go down here and find the Tracker program, which I have already installed on my computer. And I'm just going to go ahead and start that up. There we go. Hopefully. Okay. So there's Tracker. It started up. For some reason, Tracker is odd. I tried to maximize it and it won't maximize. So maybe I can increase the window size by just spreading this out over here and out over here. But that may do that on your computer. It may not. But regardless, there we go. All right, so I want to open up a video to analyze, and that specific video I have saved in my desktop. Maybe you don't have a video in your desktop, maybe you've got it in your downloads. So what you can do is just look in downloads right there, and maybe you'll have a video there. But on mine, the one I want to look at is in the desktop, so I need to find my desktop again. There we go, and I'm going to load this video. All right. And this is going to take a minute or so to load. So I'm going to pause this, hopefully, recording. Okay, so the video finished loading, and now I've got this frame durations error thing. This is something to keep in mind a little bit later on, but how do I get rid of this? Well, I just hit the escape button, and that'll take care of that. So what I have here is a video of my kids helping me out, and they are going to shoot a dart. In the meantime, what I really want to do is focus on the analysis of the motion of this dart. So a couple things here. I have a frame number right down there in the bottom left. And so that's something to keep in mind. And I happen to know that the start of my video that I'm interested in is right around frame number 1155. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go right up here to that little film clip thing right there. So it's start frame 1155, and I'll just leave the start frame like that. The end frame, I happen to know that it's, oh, my kid moved, 1167. There we go. All right. Okay, so that's taken care of, and now what? Now I'm just going to hit the play button here and to see what happens. At least I'm going to try to. Okay, so the mistake that I made there was that the video was actually all the way at the end. So let me go back to the beginning. There we go. There's my daughter, and now I've got a play button right down here, bottom left. I've got a step-by-step frame button that I can advance right here, bottom right. So if I do this, and you can see right there, what do we got? We've got what looks like a little dart that's come out of the Nerf gun that my kid is holding, and that dart is going to move across the screen. Okay, there we go. All right. Now, if I try to actually play that, you guys can see. Okay, that's not so bad. It's slowed down enough that yeah, we actually can see the motion. Cool. So there we go. That's great and all, but that's not the point of what I want to do, or at least that's part of the point, but not the whole point. So I would actually like to analyze this motion. So the way I will do that, I will start out by grabbing a calibration stick up here at the top left. And let's see, click, and then calibration stick. Now, ideally, I would have had one of my two kids hold a meter stick, but I don't have a meter stick. I forgot to do that. So what I'm going to do is I know the height of the taller kid, so I'm going to use that as my calibration tool. And to start my calibration stick, I'm going to press down on the Shift key on my keyboard, and I'm going to click there. And then I'm going to do the same thing at the top of his head, Shift and click. Okay, he's not a height of 564 meters tall. I don't know if you believe that or not. His height in meters is actually about 1.63 meters. Okay, so there we go. So we got that. The other thing I want to do is I want to provide a coordinate axis. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And then I'm going to drag this guy all the way down here. There we go. Okay, I noticed a couple of things here. First off, I noticed that maybe I didn't do such a good job of getting that calibration stick straight up and down, so I'm going to fix that. Okay, and when I did that, what happened? My coordinate axis got messed up. I guess maybe I'll try to grab this and move it back. Oh, it's not working. What do? I'm all nervous. I can just type in 0 there for my angle from horizontal, and now my coordinate axes are back the way they should be. Okay, so that's cool. All right, so the next thing I want to do is I want to try to track this dart. And so I am going to go up here to the track and select new, and I'm going to select, track new, and new what? New point mass. Okay, all right. And from there, I'm going to go over here, look at my directions real quick. Yeah, okay. From there, I am going to, you guys don't need to do this on your video that we're going to have you analyze, but in order for me to actually analyze this thing, I have to zoom in because that right there is just so tight that I can't really do anything with it. Okay. Let's back up one frame. There we go. Okay, there we go. So there's my dart. There's the dart. And what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to just try to catch the front end of it. Now, when you guys do a ball, you're going to want to try to catch the center of the ball. And in order to get a data point, what you do is you shift and then you click. So shift and left click. There we go. Okay, and then shift and left click, and then I'm going to drag this over and shift and left click, and just keep going with that. And the dart's kind of blurry, you can tell. So I'm not sure how good this data is going to come out for me, for my purposes. But then part of the purpose of me doing this is just to show you guys how this program works. So that's okay. Probably would work a little bit better with a little bit slower moving object than what I've got right here. That, or maybe something with a red dot on it or something like that, so that I could clearly see what was going on. All right. So let's zoom out. Okay. All right, and now we can see the whole track. And what I would like to do now is I would actually like to show the velocity and acceleration vectors. So those guys are right up there. There's the velocity, and there's the acceleration. But that acceleration vector is really tiny, can't really see what's going on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right there to see where it says stretch vectors. And I'm going to stretch that acceleration vector to 16 times its length. And then, yeah, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to right click. Hold on just a second. I got to move something out of the way for myself. I know you can't see what I just did. That's all right. It's something with Zoom. Zoom the program, not like zoom in or zoom out. It's so confusing. All right. So anyway, I right clicked on that arrowhead, and at least I thought I did. Maybe I missed. Let's try one more time. Right click. There we go. Now I got it. And I'm going to go down here to accelerations, and I'm going to change my color to something else so that I don't have the acceleration and the velocity vectors both the same color. There we go. And I think what I'm actually going to do now is I'm going to maybe blow those acceleration vectors up just a little bit more so that we can see them a little bit better. There we go. All right, so there we go. And so what's next? Next, maybe I want to, notice over here on the right-hand side, what do I have? I've got, um, I just drag that bottom screen down a little bit. I've got a plot of position versus time, position along the x direction. You notice it's kind of line-like. It's if we squint, we can pretend that that's a straight line. Maybe I want to do not just position versus time. Maybe I want to have some other things too. So now I've got X position versus time. I've got Y position versus time, and well, I've got X position versus time again. That's not all that helpful, but what I can do is I can just click on any one of these, and then maybe instead of Y position versus time, I want velocity in the X direction versus time. Okay, that's a little bit ugly there. Let me change my scaling on the vertical axis here. So what I'm going to do is just kind of move over here towards over, and maybe I want to make this. Let's see, that's 1.36 times 10 to the 1. Let's just call this 14. Okay, 1.4 times 10 to the 1. Then I'm going to go down to the bottom of the vertical axis, and maybe I want to make this, I don't know, maybe 0, so that I can actually see a little bit of what's going on. Okay, so that's my velocity in the x direction with respect to time. Okay. Now, keep in mind that the data here is a little bit ugly, and hopefully the data that you guys will have will be a little bit nicer than this. So what I want to do next is maybe show you guys how to do a little analysis. So what I can do is I am going to go over to this X velocity versus time, and I'm going to right click, and then I'm going to pick Analyze. Okay, and so there we go. Let's see, I got to move this toolbar of my own out of the way again. Okay, so frustrating. All right, and maybe I want to do, let's see, let me change my axes there again. Change my vertical scale. There we go, from 0 to 14. Okay, let's do an analyze. Okay, and statistics. And so what I see here are all my data points. And then if I go right up, to right there, you see where it says mean right there. I can see that my mean velocity in the x direction was 1.0 E1. So that's 1.0 times 10 to the 1. That's 10 meters per second was the actual value that I could pull off of this. All right. There are other directions in the document that we are going to give you guys, but this video just gives you a little bit of an introduction on how exactly to use this program. So I certainly hope that it was helpful to y'all. All right. Bye.